So there were various aspects which have helped me since my investing journey starting from 2009. In 2009 it was recession and a lot of people had lost their job. And then in 2019 I'm here financially confident. So what are the various aspects which have led me to this financial confidence is what I want to share with you in this particular session. So as there are multiple aspects, in this session I will be focusing on the first aspect. So in 2009 when the recession happened, the immediate thing which came to my mind is I need to back up my expenses. I need to be able to pay for my expenses as my first priority. Right? Forget the luxury part. My first priority is my expenses. So how much my expenses are, that I needed to find out. So I opened my laptop, I opened the Excel sheet, I beautified the Excel sheet to classify all my expenses. I noted down food items, kitchen needs, bathroom needs, clothing needs, tuition needs, travel and insurance needs, and other aspects of needs as well. So after I noted down all the expenses and then tallied down all the expenses, I realized it was quite a significant amount of expense, and I'm wondering how much capital now I needed to invest to meet those expenses. So then I realized the capital allocation which I have to do for investment avenues was quite a sizable amount, and at that point of time there was no capital there to invest a sizable amount and immediately meet all the expenses. So then I realized, let me prioritize my expenses, let me not get demotivated. Let me first meet the first priority expense, which is my food, and then my next priority item, which is my clothing and bathing needs, and then the third priority item, then the fourth priority item. And I decided for each priority item how much capital I need for each of these items, either through property or through investment in stocks. And after doing that capital allocation, I also saw how many years it would take for me to meet that expense. Of course, then I also had to inflate that expense based on the inflation data as well, so that I have a realistic expense which I need to cater in the future. So now you'll be wondering, we are earning significant amount of money, why not leave the moment? You realize when it comes to your job is at risk, then you'll realize that I should have saved at least to meet my immediate expenses. So when I was doing this expense exercise, I also realized that I needed to increase the cash flow so that I could do the capital allocation. When I did this prioritization and the capital allocation, I realized that there were certain gaps which were there in the capital allocation which could not be met immediately from a salary needs after considering all the expenses. So then I sat down and saw which are the expenses which I need to optimize. So over a period of time, I started optimizing on the expenses as well. I started cutting down on the visits to the restaurant or certain travel plans or certain luxury clothing, or even for the matter of fact, even buying a vehicle. I said, Chalti ka naam gaadi. So let me buy a vehicle which just serves the need of traveling from point A to point B. So these are the certain adjustments which I have done, certain optimizations which I have done. And the last adjustment was also the alcohol consumption as well, for those who are not consuming great. So these are the various adjustments which I have done towards my expenses so that I can source more cash flows into my capital allocation. So the first very important lesson for me was to control my expenses. And now since I'm controlling my expenses, like it's great, you have more cash to invest and get further income. So as your income grows from these avenues, you can of course spend the way you like. Then you have a cushion which you have built over and above your job. So my first very important lesson is controlling the expenses. And I'm hoping that this realization would help you as well to control your expenses. So my next video, I'm going to share my next realization. So please subscribe so that you can get a pop-up whenever I'm going to share the next realization as well. See you. Bye.